talking. We're already on their way. Give me your...
Yes.
Okay, units are already en route. Is the person who did...
I can't talk to you anymore. I can't talk to you anymore.
Now at 11, we're following breaking news. A rap star on the rise killed during a violent home invasion in the Hollywood Hills this morning. The music world is in shock as police search for the shooter.
Police say 20-year-old rapper Pop Smoke, whose real name was Bashar Jackson, was shot and killed just after 4 a.m. in the Hollywood Hills.
The LAPD has just made several arrests in the shooting of rapper Pop Smoke.
February 17, 2020, Bashar Barakah Jackson, popularly known to the music industry as the rapper Pop Smoke, was in the company of fellow New York rapper Fivio Foreign before flying out to Los Angeles, where his life would be taken not long after.
I woke up, I guess it had happened overnight. And it's crazy because I was just with him the night before. He flew out that night, went to LA.
Pop Smoke at that time was only concerned with enjoying the success that came with his hard work and persistence before heading out on tour. But those dreams came tumbling down due to jealousy and greed. February 18, 2020, less than 24 hours before his homicide would shake the world, Pop Smoke was renting at the home owned by Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, RHOBH, star Teddy Mellencamp, and her husband, Edwin Arove. Pop Smoke woke up that morning in good spirits overlooking the view from the mansion. As the morning sun rose to the sky and lit the scenery, Pop shared a picture to fans on his Instagram story with the geotag labeled at Beverly Hills, California. By this time, his killer would realize the potential to gain some quick funds and strike it rich by robbing the rapper. They lie in wait, paying attention to his posts to gauge his day, schedule, and exact location. From the first post, they knew he was in a mansion somewhere in Beverly Hills. Pop Smoke, giving fans a glimpse of his superstar life during the day, continued posting. Within the next 2 hours, he had his barber visit the house to have him looking right before taking a dip in the pool and going about his day.
Cut!
Now the inside of the house was begging to be shown, with the clip along with, again, the tag of the area being Beverly Hills, California. The next series of posts would turn his vacation into a nightmare. Pop Smoke, along with his childhood close friend, Mike D, was about to head out in their white Range Rover and decided to post a couple clips, as the youth would say, for the gram. Pop Smoke showed off his look, wearing designs by Louis Vuitton, Virgil Abloh, and Chanel, but his final post in showing off his attire would entice those lurking on his page even more. In the picture, Pop Smoke and Mike D can be seen sitting in the Range Rover with Mike holding a stack of cash. Mike D would follow suit, but this time giving the murder suspect more information as to their whereabouts and belongings. His post would reveal the car they were driving, more flashing with stacks of money, but most detrimental to their safety was the tag in the post of where they were: Beverly Hills, California. A glimpse of the front of the house, along with the final 3 numbers of the address listed on the home, 033. It was a sad mistake to make, but they're in a gated community, just enjoying life, and in the moment forgot Pop Smoke was a rap superstar, along with ties to the gang culture, and may have persons wanting to do harm or make it big stealing from him. To Pop Smoke and Mike, however, they were more focused on how great the day was going. As the hours passed, the only further updates to Instagram stories were of individuals sharing his music along with himself, speaking on projects in the works with himself and Quavo of Migos.
You never know. Might just be hearing a Huncho Woo mixtape coming out or something like that.
After an evening out, Pop Smoke returned back to the house in Beverly Hills, where friends gathered to enjoy a good time. Many reports online, on social media, and YouTube pages state that Pop Smoke went shopping at the Amari store, but according to Los Angeles Times report, the bags that were later found at his residence were gifts that were sent to the home from Mike Amari. Pop Smoke's words of gratitude when he posted a video of the bags also confirmed they were gifts sent to the rapper. Pop Smoke's style was iconic, and one designer brand he often mentioned in songs was Amari. By then, it was nightfall, and Pop Smoke took a moment to update his fans on the blessings of him finally making it and living his dream by sharing a view of the lights out in the city from the mansion. That image was shared around 10 p.m. that night, just around 4 hours away from when his wealth would be preyed upon. His next post would seal the fate of the Brooklyn rapper when he shared a seemingly harmless video clip of his bag of Amari items that he bought on Facebook Live around an hour later. The problem was, the tags on the bag had the address of where he stayed. Combine that with the clips and pictures shared on his social media along with Mike D, the robbers had all the information they now needed to connect the dots. We're in a technological world, and it's very easy to find where someone lives with the capabilities of maps and imagery. One YouTube user showed how simple it is to use the information just from the picture that Pop Smoke and Mike D posted to narrow down the exact house they stayed in. That night, Pop Smoke would leave the house again to go to a recording studio on Sunset Boulevard. February 19th at 2 a.m., official reports detail a black BMW rolled past the house before the driver circled back and stopped. A security camera across the street captured one passenger getting out and sneaking towards the back of the house before returning a minute later. The camera then picked up the car speeding off. At that time, Pop Smoke was still a few miles away at the recording studio, East West Studio on Sunset Boulevard. 2 hours later, at around 4 a.m., Jackson, aka Pop Smoke, climbed into a white Range Rover with his childhood friend Michael Durodula and Mike D and Amelia Rose, a woman he had met that night. According to witness testimony by Rose to Detective Christian Carasacco, her and Pop Smoke went upstairs to the master bedroom upon returning, and Mike D to a room down the hall. Outside, footage picked up a car again pulling up with the headlights off, this time an Infiniti sedan. It seemed they had eyes on the area and awaiting Pop Smoke's arrival back. Footage showed an increase in numbers in the car. Before it was 2 persons. Now 4 persons emerged from the vehicle and slipped into the shadows along the side of the house. Pop Smoke at the time was in the bathroom to take a shower. Rose recalls lying in bed, half undressed, when she noticed the curtain stirring. That's when she states the suspect burst into the room wearing ski mask. One pointed a gun at her head and commanded, "Shut the F up, do you want to die?" The assailants grabbed her phone and rifled through her purse while the others rushed into the bathroom. Rose told the detectives she heard sounds of a struggle, then a scream from Pop Smoke. He ran into the bedroom and she heard a loud pop. Pop Smoke would then fall to the ground where 2 of the intruders began to kick him. Realizing the danger he was facing, he pulled himself up and ran downstairs. The sound of 2 more gunshots rang through the house. When Rose emerged from the bedroom, she told the detectives she saw Pop Smoke lying at the foot of the staircase in the foyer, and she began to scream. Durodula, aka Mike D, had awoken with the sounds of the first shot and instinctively went out onto a wraparound balcony and looked through a sliding glass door into Pop Smoke's room. Detailed reports state that after not seeing his friend, Mike ran downstairs and saw Rose next to Pop Smoke's body, screaming. At that point, reflex kicked in. He called 911 and started chest compressions on Pop Smoke. Officials recorded the call being received at 4:55 a.m. while Pop Smoke was fighting for his life.
I can tell you that at 4:55 this morning, multiple LAPD Hollywood units responded to a call at 2033 Hercules Drive in the Hollywood Hills.
An ambulance arrived and rushed Pop Smoke to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, where sadly, he was pronounced dead after doctors tried desperately to save his life by doing a procedure called left thoracotomy.
Police say 20-year-old rapper Pop Smoke, whose real name was Bashar Jackson, was shot and killed just after 4 a.m. in the Hollywood Hills. Los Angeles police say several men entered a home where he was staying, and at least one gunman opened fire.
The music industry was in mourning. Owners of the house, Teddy Mellencamp, and her husband, Edwin Hervé, expressed condolences for what took place on the residence. Meanwhile, investigators were doing their best to bring those responsible to justice. 3 months into the investigation, it is reported that they eavesdropped on a first-hand account of what happened through covert tactics. A youngster became a key figure in breaking the case. He was arrested May 21st in an unrelated case and placed in a cell rigged with hidden recording devices. According to documents, investigators listened as the boy told his cellmate he'd taken part in robbing Jackson, aka Pop Smoke, and fired the round that killed the rapper. He allegedly went on to break down their plot further. The boy was heard saying after seeing Pop Smoke's Instagram post of the bag that revealed his address, him along with some friends hatched a plan to rob Pop Smoke of his thick gold link chain and diamond-studded watch. But when things went south and Pop Smoke fought back, he pistol whipped the rapper, then shot him 3 times in the back with a 9mm Beretta. The teenagers said they made off with only the watch, which they sold for $2,000. Cops later apprehended another suspect, Corey Walker, who they connected to being the registered owner of both vehicles used in the crime. Obtaining a warrant, detectives were able to obtain access to a Google account linked to an email address Walker had provided when he bought the Infiniti. The discoveries from the account showed that in the hours before and after Pop Smoke was killed, someone who was logged into their account made several searches of interest to the detectives. At 2:45 a.m., the account's user searched the house address and visited the LAPD's website at 4:08 a.m. The users looked up the address on the real estate website Zillow, which featured several photos of inside the house. At 5:15 a.m., about an hour after the shooting, an internet search of Rolex Oyster Perpetual Data Just was made, and just before 8 a.m., the user queried Breaking News LA and checked KABC TV Channel 7 Breaking News page. Phone records on Walker's phone revealed even more shocking evidence. By charting the cell tower off of which his phone had pinged, they can retrace his movements, and it showed calls and locations that backed up their planning and presence at the crime scene. While arrested, Walker would fall victim to the same tactics of being in a wired cell and was heard telling a police-planted cellmate he was a gang member. Walker introduced himself as a member of the 74 set of the Hoover Criminals, a South Los Angeles street gang. Reports from a detective on the case stated that Walker recounted to his cellmates how he first drove to Hercules Drive with one other person who had sneaked around the back of the house to surveil it, but reported there was too many bitches inside. He then returned later with 4 youngsters, bringing with them gloves, mask, and a police scanner. Walker would be placed under cross-examination, where he adamantly states he told his affiliates, "Don't use my shit," referring to the guns, standing his ground on not being in the house. He instead had allegedly told the cellmate the account of what happened through what his affiliates told him. In total, 5 persons were arrested for the homicide.
The LAPD says 3 men and 2 teenagers have been arrested. We will bring you more information as it comes in, but again, 5 arrests in the murder of rapper Pop Smoke.
19-year-old Corey Walker and 18-year-old Keandre Rogers are charged with murder, and 21-year-old Jaquan Murphy charged with attempted murder. They have not been revealed, but one is rumored to be the younger brother of rapper Treyway 6K. Beneath his brother's Instagram comment, where others laughed and praised him for allegedly taking Pop Smoke's life. It's a sad world when youngsters are the ones pulling the trigger and, what's worse, bragging about it. One of those charged, Walker, has since turned tail to get away from the capital punishment, doubling down on his account of what happened. Walker stated he told the others not to harm anyone while he stayed in the vehicle. In fact, he stated that when they got back into the car and he learned what had happened, he assaulted the shooter, Luckily for him, his confession worked to take the capital punishment off the table, but he faces a life behind bars. As of right now, Corey Walker's trial is up first and is set to begin in October 2022. Some, like the other whose pics have now surfaced, was seen behind bars enjoying pizza and being on a cell phone. Images that would be enough to have friends and family of Pop Smoke understandably infuriated. May justice be swift if they are found guilty. Rest in peace to Pop Smoke.